Hi. Okay. I'm going to be sitting like this because I believe it's peaceful and it makes me seem very calm. I'm going to actually be calm, but today what I wanted to talk about was the reason why I insist on calling people by their biological sex pronouns. Um, I think it's a very straightforward thing. I don't think I need to break this down into separate issues. I'm just going to keep it very concise and say, out of respect for all people, regardless of where they come from ideologically, like, we are citizens of the world. And so my universal policy is to refer to women as women and men as men, and to not use insults that, would infer otherwise, like calling a man, oh, you must be a woman because you're feminine, or saying, calling a woman manly as an insult, which, that's an interesting one because sometimes they say, oh, using male things as like a compliment and female things. But I mean, in that case, it's used again just to be against women. So I guess my root point in getting at all this is that it comes up where I am expected to reinforce other people's pronouns, and that's really not something I'm comfortable with. And I mean, it's not at a point where I'm going to say it's my religious freedom, but it's becoming that way only in that I would consider myself not at zero, not at like no spirituality, but I will say that like that ideology infringes on my beliefs, and therefore I cannot be compelled and will not be compelled to say things that I just don't agree with when it comes to that. I honestly think it's damaging to a person to reinforce pronouns that are just, they're not correct. It's like, if there was, I mean, here's the thing. I was about to come up with a very, very real scenario, which is exactly what's happening, though. And I'm like, you know what? I can't pose that question. I was going to ask if there's a boy like myself, when we split in recess in like first grade to go boys versus girls for soccer. And I'm like, all my friends were the girls, so I wanted to play with the girls. If people, and they did, say like, oh, you're a girl. And I'm like, but I'm not. But I'm not. But I'm not. But I know that like over time that sort of thing does like make you feel different, and it alienates you and pushes you away because you're not a girl. But like you don't feel like you're being considered a part of guys, and like you're inherently a guy. Like no one can take that from you. So that's my reasoning for why I personally find it much kinder to take my approach, which is to always call people by their biological pronouns. It takes any guesswork out of it, and if they're offended, I don't know what to tell you. That's the reality. Is it's like there is niceness, which is doing what will appease people, and then there is kindness, which is doing what is best for the person. And I choose kindness on this issue, and I realize that I am not met with a lot of kindness in return, and I am also getting the opposite of niceness. But you know what? My heart feels good. I know that what I'm doing is for the betterment of the development of other people. So be the kind of person you wish you had at a certain age, and don't let yourself just kind of follow what everyone else is doing just because you feel socially pressured that you have to. Like, assert yourself. Know that you're allowed to have a boundary. You're allowed to have your own set of beliefs, just as someone is coming to you with their set of beliefs. You're allowed to say, I'll meet you at the gate and we can talk about it before you invite them into your home. So thanks for listening. That's my little explanation.